Hey friends, welcome to One Question with me, Mr. Sharp. I am super excited about today's guest. Jen Vincent is an amazing blogger, a fantastic writer, a great friend, just an amazing human being. And I am so thankful that she agreed to answer my question. And when I think of Jen, I think of someone who makes writing a priority in her life. She's a great mom, a wonderful wife, does all sorts of things in education. And with that, on top of all of that, she makes time in her life to write. And I love that she does that. She makes that a priority and gets it done. So my question to her was simple. We are so busy. Educators are so busy. And many of us want to write. We want to be writers. So what are some tips, Jen, that you have for the busy teacher that wants to write? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to hear that you might be a teacher who wants to write during the school year with your kids and maybe to think about being a better teacher of writing. So exciting for me to hear. So in terms of keeping that writing habit going during the school year, it's definitely a behavior that we have to think about. So my suggestions for how to keep up your writing during the school year would be to, first of all, know that you want to do it and that you believe in why you're doing it. And maybe that's how you're already feeling, that you really do believe in yourself writing as a teacher alongside your students. So if that's the case, that's already a great start that we have. The next thing I would think about is knowing what you might write about. So I would definitely suggest having some kind of a writer's notebook or a place where you can collect your thoughts and ideas, because that way when you come to writing, you're ready to go. You're not worried about what you can write about. You have ideas already. And that's also something that would be a great thing to share with students as well, for them to have writer's notebooks. After that, I would think about possibly having an accountability partner. So maybe there's some other person who's also writing and you could be accountability partners to each other where you check in. I have a friend who checks in with me every morning, and I check in with her as well, and we talk about our writing, and that's really helpful. Or you could think about being part of a larger writing community, like maybe using the Teachers Write hashtag and connecting with others, or finding a group to be a part of, maybe even asking people you teach with to write with you. So that way you can hold each other accountable. It's just really helpful to keep going if you have that support system. And then finally, I would say maybe think about setting up some kind of a reward for yourself. I know I write it into my bullet journal, so when I do it, I can check it off and say that I've written for the day, and that feels really good. And then I also feel like after I've written, now I can go off and do everything else that I need to do. And it feels good knowing that I have written and knowing that I've done it. And the cool thing is I often find myself thinking about writing even after I have done my writing. I'm just getting into that habit, continuously thinking about what I'm going to write about or what I'm going to write next. So that's a great way to keep your habit going for sure. I have a friend here who wants to give you some cheerleading advice about that. What did you want to say to the teachers?
Yo, 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 teachers, keep running. Let's go.
So maybe you hear him in your head every time you sit down to write. You can also contact me on Twitter or on Instagram. I'm happy to be a cheerleader. It definitely takes a support system for me to be writing. So think about having other people who can keep you going. And then we have a question for you. And our question for you is, what are you going to write about? So I'd be curious to hear what things you like to write about, whether you like to write about personal narratives, something that's happened to you personally, or maybe you like to write nonfiction, or maybe you like to think really creatively and come up with all sorts of different story ideas. So I'd be curious to hear, what are you planning to write about?
Jen, thank you for being amazing. What I'm going to write about, I want to write more fiction. I do a lot of writing personal narratives. I do a lot of writing like blog posts and articles and that sort of thing. But I want to get into fiction. I have some story ideas that are just bouncing around in my brain, and I know that nothing is going to happen with them unless I start putting them down on a piece of paper or on my computer. I think I want to put them down on a piece of paper, though. I think I want to start a notebook with a couple of ideas, maybe 2 notebooks, one for each idea. But I have some ideas that I'm excited about, and I know that if I'm truly going to be excited about these, I need to actually write them and see if I'm still excited about them. So that's what I'm going to write about. Jen wants to know what you are going to write about. So down below in the comments, We want to know what you're going to write about. I cannot wait to see your ideas. I'm sure they're amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Watch the other videos in the series. There's some good stuff there. Please click that subscribe button. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere around here on this page, but click that subscribe button so that you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and happy reading.